So first things first, as always, guys, please Google Wicky Linktree. What you can see on your screen here, absolutely everything from Wicky is all in the one place, and you can check it out here. I'm going to come out with it straight away, guys. One of the things that I wanted to address is it's weird. I've been doing this publicly for a couple of years now, and it's been a whole bunch of hitting high odds winners. I'm personally quite profitable with my punting, but I've always been proudly been able to say, yeah, we're doing really well. The track is updated. This is our profit percentage, all that kind of stuff. And I don't think I've never had to share results and been upset about it. And I just updated our free tracker. So what I've got in that is all the tips from the article, the custom markets on Top Sport and BetRight, any sort of multi picks that I've been putting out on Discord before each game, all of that stuff, all the free stuff we put into one place. I'll share the link for that after this call. But the results, honestly, absolutely horrible. And I'm a little bit embarrassed. Come on, guys! If you join the call, please put yourselves on mute. I don't know what I've done here, but all right, cool. So I'll get back to it. So yeah, results have been trash. I'm going to be really direct with that. So I looked at it, and it's at 38%. So if 100% is breaking even, you're down 62%, and that is atrocious. Look, I will say we just need a couple of big odds try scorers to get up. And so far in the first 3 rounds, none of the free tips big odds players have gotten up. And I'm sure when a couple of them do, it'll be on the one weekend. We'll go viral on social media. We'll all be happy, all that kind of stuff. But for now, 3 rounds and 24 NRL games in, we're sitting at minus 62%, which is absolute dog shit. Very different to what I am used to. So I just wanted to be really transparent, get that out there. I'm still enjoying what I'm doing. I'm putting in the article picks out, giving you one anytime try scorer, giving you 2 or 3 high odds plays, doing the multis before almost every game. We had some fun with that on the weekend. The Top Sport and BetRight custom markets, I'm really enjoying putting those together. Where I can, I'm trying to find edges for us when I put those markets together. So I feel like I'm doing all the right things. It is only 3 rounds in, and we've got 31 weekends, 27 rounds, and then finals. So we're roughly, let's just say roughly 10% into the season. So it is a long way to go, but I want to be really transparent about the results. But that's it. Enough about the results. Let's move ahead. So very quickly, guys, we've got a bunch of stuff that we're doing this year that we haven't before. So I just want to very, very quickly go through it. So Fantasy Watch, I know a lot of you guys are only here for punting, so I don't want to go into detail, but Young Sinatra and Kyle, or KB28, or whatever his name is on Discord, the 2 of them have been super helpful. They're helping me put together this NRL fantasy article. And you can read through it, obviously, if you play NRL fantasy, but give NRL Fantasy Scout a follow on Instagram. He's awesome with late mail and injury updates, and obviously NRL Fantasy. And Kyle, he does player performance tips on our Discord. I think he's got a couple of slots left, so obviously PM him or me if you want to get in touch around his player performance tips. Same thing with late mail, guys. Early in the week, the article's super basic. A lot of you, when you put together your multis and whatnot, want to know who's playing on what side. So we've put an article together where every week on the Wednesday morning, usually it is, this is ready to go. And then as the week goes on, we start adding late mail in. So you'll see, for example, you'll see Nat Butcher ruled out, Angus Crichton. I'm making this up, by the way. Angus Crichton starting, etc. You'll start seeing that here from sort of Thursday onwards. So those are a couple of things that are already up. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here that I think there's so much going on in the Wiki Discord and coming out from us, because as I keep saying, I do this full time. We've got 5 guys full time, 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, working with us to put all of this together. I feel like people who originally came here just for rugby league tips are getting a little bit lost with all the crap that's been going on. Sorry, not crap that's been going on, but all the extra stuff that we're trying to do for you guys. So we've got an AFL goal scorer odds comparison tool. So if you're a punter who obviously likes AFL, it's not just got goal scorers, but we've also got 2, 3, 4, and 5 plus goal scorer markets. So if you muck around with this, for example, that's not super helpful. There's markets. Okay, we need to clean this up a little bit, but it'll be good to go by tomorrow morning for the long weekend. We're just about to add disposals. I know people who are into AFL love their disposals market, so we're going to put that in. I'm sure you've seen this. It's been around for a few months now. But we've also got an NBA player props odds comparison tool. So points, rebound, assists, and threes. And we've got 3 levels for each. We're about to make that 5 levels for each real soon. So anyways, there's a lot going on aside from just rugby league, try scorers, and tips. And I just wanted to make that super clear. But aside from that, we've got a little bit of fantasy, a little bit of late mail, AFL and NBA odds comparison tool. I'm also doing a little bit around SuperCoach as well. So anyways, if you follow us on YouTube, you'll see all our content. The get the best out of Wicky section, we've expanded that a little bit, guys. As you can see, I was super proud about my tips last year. And look, I am very confident. Like, I've been doing this for over a decade myself, try score punting. It is really profitable. It's just that with less tips in the article and less value around, it'll probably take a little bit longer for it to swing around. But anyways, Bet Striker for last year is here. A whole bunch of other stuff. If you want to understand more about the odds comparison tool, our models, etc., it's all here as well. So check that out. I'm going to quickly check my phone to see if there's any DMs around. Have I stuffed anything up? So it seems like there isn't. Bullet from our team, if you can do me a favor, if someone's putting messages in for anything, really, let me know and I will address them on the pod. PM me. Got a howdy on the YouTube comments. That's awesome. Good start to the interaction. Love it. All right, guys, enough fluff. So yeah, just to recap, please Google Wiki Linktree. All the stuff that we do is free to check out across mainly NRL, but within NRL, we've got SuperCoach, fantasy, obviously punting, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And we've also got the AFL and NBA odds comparison tool. And our Discord is just about to hit 4K. We just turned 4 as a business about a week ago. So hitting 4,000 people on Discord will be huge. I think that's where I'm going to call it for everything else aside from tips, guys. So let's get into it. So I'm going to go game by game real quick. This weekend, by the way, remember, if you live in, I assume all or most of Australia, we've got a 4-day long weekend, which is awesome. There's going to be rugby league on. So essentially it's a normal round, except that 3 p.m. Saturday game is replaced by a Monday 4 p.m. game, which is going to be Para versus the Tigers. Tigers coming off a win and Para with no Moses and possibly no Cartwright, which is going to be really, really interesting. Much better game than it would have been. It would have looked like a week ago. All right, let's get into it, guys. Roosters v. the Panthers. So with this one, Brian, our models got him less than $2, but Bet365 has him $2.50. And yeah, so if you look at the model, you look at his career strike rate, they've both got him under $2. Most bookies have him sort of around that $2.20 mark. So you can see that the 250 is quite clear value. Honestly, with this game, both teams, like, okay, so obviously Nathan Cleary is out. So if you don't follow rugby league that closely, I'm breaking some news to you. Nathan Cleary is out for this game. Also missing Fisher Harris. Also missing Scott Sorensen. And the Roosters are missing Lindsay Collins and Spencer Leniu in the front row. So a few big names missing for this one, but they do have Keary and they do have Sam Walker. There was talk that he might be missing. So anyways, in terms of the anytime try scores, I will break up the sort of edge v edge stuff later in the week. But I think the obvious one that sort of hits you straight away is Brian Dor. Really clear model value and really clear in terms of like a good price compared to other bookies. In terms of the higher odds stuff, let's have a look at first try scorer. There's a couple that are sort of like around 51 to 67. As always, guys, I discussed the picks on here, but then I kind of like locked them in by the time that we do the article. I don't know about Warrior Hargraves and Lindsay Smith. I think I'll end up sort of tipping them closer to game day, but 67s is decent for sure, but yeah, anyways, long story short, I'm going to wait. I don't necessarily rate either of these guys as try scorers, and I can kind of tell you why as well. So Warrior Hargraves scores a try once every 18 games or so, and Lindsay Smith has never scored a try. I don't know how many games exactly he's played, but I don't love these guys generally. 67s is kind of borderline, so I'll have a look closer to game day. I'll see if anyone else really stands out. Not really, to be honest. I know Liam Martin at 34s on Bet365 looks decent. But yeah, honestly, it's just going to be an absolute cracker of a game. With no Cleary, really brings these two teams together. Roosters are actually favourites in this one. but you just know that the Panthers aren't going to get flogged, so it should be a good game. At 4 p.m., guys, on the Friday. So what is it? Good Friday, Easter Monday? I don't even know what it's called, but this game should be good. So we've got the Rabbitohs, who are 0-3, and the Dogs, who beat up on the Titans last week. And look, the Dogs pack, honestly, ain't great, but they do have some class sort of in the backs. Honestly, it was a lot of Villa kick out last week, and the Titans weren't great. But Rabbitohs 0-3. They've actually played 3 reasonably good teams, so it'll be interesting to see how they go. Anytime try scorer wise, what do we have here? There's a couple on Bet365 that look decent. Probably Cody Walker at 390 would be my pick at first glance, but I'll lock that in by the time we get to the article. In terms of first try scorer, Liam Knight at 85. I know that it is higher than most sides, but he is not an exciting try scorer. Who else do we have? It's a total at 58. Don't love that. Hutchison 41s looks all right. But yeah, definitely one I'll have to have a close look at. Oh, one thing I will note, Cam Murray, his try scoring strike rate, one of the best in the NRL. Where are we? So he scores a try 1 in every 5 NRL games. He's up against the Bulldogs, and I've said this all 3 weeks. They conceded the most tries to middle forwards last year. They conceded 2 to Bryce Cartwright, who was playing in the middle of the field, in the middle of the game. Cam Murray, I will definitely be having a crack at for first and last try scorer markets. 31 is super, super short for a middle forward, but up against the Doggies, I do actually like that. Broncos Cowboys, this is going to be an absolute cracker. Unfortunately, again, a few big names missing. Got Walsh and Haas out for the Broncos. So is Piakura, and I feel like I might even be forgetting one other player. The Cowboys might be missing Ruben Cotter. We won't know until closer to game time. First glance, guys, I think it was Val Holmes that stood out as an anytime try scorer player when I first looked. He looked great last week. The Cowboys have looked great, 3-0. The Broncos are missing a few key players. Probably Val Holmes, anytime try scorer, is the one that stood out over here. In terms of the higher odd stuff, guys, so Townsend at 44s looks all right. In terms of middle forwards, where are we? Fletcher Baker at 61 is not that exciting, honestly. I think I'll have to have a bit of a look. So Jaden Hunt's an interesting one. So he will be playing. He's replacing Brendan Piakura on the left edge for the Broncos. Adam Reynolds is back. Forgot about that. But anyway, Jaden Hunt, left edge back row for the Broncos. He's decent odds for a couple of different markets. He'll end up in the Punters preview article. One to look out for. I think Wicky is paying 34s on better for first try scorer. I'd be having a look at Jaden Hunt on that left side where Piakura has played, and obviously Capewell did last year. He's probably the one that stands out there. Dragons v Manly. Look, this is a really interesting one. We were actually talking about this in our Discord today. So we've got Ravalawa. He's $2.65 on Bet365, right? So the reason why it's interesting, so our model absolutely loves him. His career strike rate would have him priced at $1.90. Our model's got him at $2.05. Most bookies have him at, $2.20 or less. And then you go, oh, wow, but Bet365's got him at $2.65. Really interesting. So he has or at least for the last year or two, has been on that right wing outside of Lomax, where the Dragons score, like the Dragons essentially score a lot more tries on the right side of the field than the left, right? Our model takes a few games to catch up, like, because we don't feed in left and right side to our model. We don't, unfortunately don't have that data. But having a look at this, like, it seems like at first glance that's amazing value, but I would actually look the other way and go, all right, well, Lomax has looked excellent so far this season. And you look at, sorry guys, one sec. So Ravalawa's 265, Lomax is 250, but you look at most bookies, they don't actually differentiate between the two of them. They've got them like roughly at the same price. They've even got Lomax as the outsider. So in a few different ways, I reckon Lomax is the play here at $2.50 on Bet365. just at first glance. There's a ton of angles that you could probably take for Manly. If Tommy Turbo is on at a 5:30, I think this is the 5:30 game. Oh man, if you guys join the Discord call, hit me up with comments. Please mute yourselves. I think I heard some dude burping. Nothing wrong with burping. I often burp on this podcast myself, but please mute yourself if you're on the pod. And if you do want to say something, chuck it in the comments or DM me, and I'll reply to you guys. All right, sure. All right, getting back to it. So yeah, Zach Lomax. I've got him tipped somewhere. I'll lock that in. But yeah, really like Zach Lomax, especially if we can get that sort of $2.50. He looked great. He's good under the high ball. I forgot who sets up the play, but they definitely go out right. And he's got Jack Bird inside him. So yeah. Anyways, long story short, really like Zach Lomax at $2.50. Anytime high scorer on Bet365. In terms of the high odds stuff, I don't know if there was an obvious pick here. There's probably an obvious pick. Oh, Little at 41 maybe. But on Ben Hunt 34. So Hunt scores a try at 1 in every 20 games. He scores first, and we're getting 34. So if you think the Dragons can show up, or even like last week, where if you reckon they might show up early, Hunt at 34s might be the way to go. All right, now this is going to be super interesting. So the Titans were, the Titans were absolutely, let me just read that 1 second. Jesus. All right, cool. So the Titans were absolutely atrocious last week. They got absolutely smashed by the Bulldogs of all teams. Looking at it this week, though, they're up against the Dolphins. They've got a couple of injuries as well. Sorry, guys. This is super distracting. Give me 1 second. We've got chaos happening in the chat, apparently. Chaos. Anyways, so the Titans were crap, and the Dolphins have a few injuries. What am I dealing with here? All right, chaos in the chat. If you're on our Discord, apparently it's quite dramatic. Anyways, all right, let's get into it. Sorry, Titans absolutely atrocious last week. Dolphins have a few injuries as well. Absolutely anything could happen in this game, and to add to all this chaos, Tino did his ACL last week, unfortunately, but Dave Fifita is on the extended bench and he could be playing. So this is it's going to be a really nerve-wracking game, in all honesty. I do like Ewan Aitken, $4.60 on BetRight, anytime try scorer. In terms of the higher odds stuff, or J Brom 71. So yeah, Jesse, any middle forwards for the Dolphins with Jeremy Marshall-King as the hooker to set them up, I absolutely love, especially against a Gold Coast pack with no Tino. So J Brom, I think his first or last is 81 somewhere. So obviously first we can see 71s. Hopefully we can get a better price for him later on. But there'll definitely be some good try scorer picks for this game, because this game, absolutely anything could happen. All right, Warriors Knights, guys. This should actually be a really, really good game as well. I think both teams I think I heard on one of the podcasts that both teams were like kind of like the darlings of last year. Everyone got behind the wires. The Knights went on that crazy run with Kalen Ponga. This year, they've had to work a lot harder earlier in the season. I think they're both won. Well, I know the Wires are 1 from 3. I think the Knights have won 1 or 2 of 3. But yeah, really big game for both sides. Warriors are about 7-point favorites in this one. I think Kai Pearce-Paul is just above 6. Oh, there's actually a few that are interesting here. This is actually quite tricky. All right, I might have to save this one for the article, because I can't. There's a few that are decent, like Jackson Ford at 5.25 looks all right. Kai Pearce-Paul looked really good last week. He's over $6 just to score a try. There's a couple that probably stand out there. I'll have to wait for the article to lock it in. Big odds stuff. Now, this is what I was waiting for. I absolutely love the Saifidi brothers generally as try scorers. They're named to start. Hopefully they do start. Love them both at that sort of $61 to $67 range across BetRight, TopSport, and Dabble for first try scorer, guys. Aside from that, I don't think there's anything amazing here. But there'll definitely be a few high odds plays in that Warriors Knights game. Now, this game is going to be extremely interesting. Reason I say that, The Sharks are missing 4 middle forwards, right? 3 of them got injured last week. ULA is already missing. And they're missing Britton Nakora. And it's so bad that they've had to move Talakai from the centres to the second row and blood Kyle Iro, who's a rookie, in the centres. So I'm very, very keen to get some fun Hazelton and Josh Papa SGMs rolling, because Papa's running at a destroyed Sharks pack with basically Cam McInnes holding them up. Hazelton was great, scored the first try last week when he was off the bench. Absolute heartbreaking that he couldn't score at the right time for us. Absolutely love Tommy Hazelton, but he did get our system multi up. But anyways, Josh Papa, again, scores a try roughly 1 in 5 NRL games. He's priced at sort of $9 or above in a couple of different bookies, including Sportsbet, Bet365, and BetRight. So probably that is probably where I'm going to end up leaning. In terms of the higher odds, the first try scorer stuff, guys, I'll probably end up going to like a Josh Papa FTS 51 kind of play, having a quick look at the odds. I would have loved to have gone, where is he? Big Tommy Hazelton, the bold shit truck. I fucking love that phrase. But he's 44s on top sort, so I don't think I'll end up getting there, but I will look for a variation of that. Para versus the Tigers. So model value, we've got Sivo at $2.05. Again, our model's got him at $1.60. His career strike would have him at $1.70. Every other book has him at $1.80 or less, and you're getting $2.05 at Bet365. It's one of those things where I will tip it, but just got to remember that Para with no Moses, maybe no Cartwright. It does mean more ball to the left, you would assume. But like this Para team, look, I will end up tipping it, I think, but I just don't think it's as clear cut as the model value suggesting to you. With just so many unknowns with Para with a couple of injuries. Tigers played really well last week, beat the Sharks quite convincingly. So interesting one to look out for there. Higher odds FTS stuff. Let's see. Utikamano at 51s, FTS, LTS. That's probably where I'll end up going. It's kind of like Big Papa. Like if I can't find too much else, they're just so clear in terms of how good they are as bets. So Utikamano has scored the first try in 1 in every 28 NRL games he's played, and he hasn't even started all his games. And you're getting 51s on Dabble at the moment. So I think as the week goes on, these odds are only going to get shorter and shorter with like Papa or Utikamano and stuff like that. If I do end up tipping it in the article, you do want to get on. So I'm doing this at 6 p.m. on a Wednesday night. It's 6:25 now. The article probably goes out around 7:38 p.m., depending on how I go with everything. If you do like it, get on early because those prices probably won't last till game day. If you do use BetR, guys, they have pretty good first try scorer prices. If that's all you do, I think you will eventually get capped. I've definitely gone down that road myself. But yeah, if you're not, if you use it for like a whole bunch of other stuff and try score is just part of it, I'm sure you'll be fine. CVOT at 950, clearly better than most of the other bookies. But yeah, that is it, guys. So really quickly, just to wrap up, again, Google Wiki Linktree. Our Discord is about to hit 4,000. All our podcast content, all our articles, our NRL Fantasy and SuperCoach, our AFL odds comparison tool, NBA player props odds comparison tool, and just about it. Well, literally everything we do is free to check out. Please Google Wiki Linktree. And if you want us to do, I've been asking in the Discord, what do you like from Wiki? What do you want to see from Wiki? It's because it is my full-time gig. We've got a team. We are ready to go. We can probably do a little bit more. We just need to know what you like. So honestly, the podcast is probably one of the least popular things. So I think we get like a couple of hundred views for this. And then we get, a couple of thousand for the article. So in the next couple of weeks, I'll start to figure out after around 4 or 5 rounds what's working, what's not, and yeah, go from there in terms of like kind of give you guys more of what you actually want. But to wrap up, I'll leave it on a shitty note. We are down 62% after 3 rounds from all the free tips. The reason why I'm repeatedly saying this is because I'm happy to share. I'm not happy. Like I'm comfortable to share when the tips have tracked poorly, because you guys know I love going on and on when a big odds play gets up, right? So if I'm going to celebrate the fun, the big odds players, etc., I got to cop it when it's not going so well. So 3 rounds in, We're down on a lot of the free tips and promo markets and multis and all the rest of it. But as I said, we're 3 rounds in. It's a long season. I've been doing this personally for over 10 years. Wicky's been going around for a couple of years now, publicly sharing stuff. We've been extremely profitable in that time. So I know it'll turn, and hope you guys stick around for the ride, and I'll catch you on Discord. Thanks, guys.